YouTube just made it 10 times easier to get views and make money in 2026. And I know this for a fact because I started running Faceless YouTube channels 5 years ago, got millions of subscribers, made millions of dollars in AdSense revenue. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly why 2026 is the easiest time to grow and make money on YouTube. So why now? YouTube is easier than ever to make money in 2026, mainly because of two reasons. Number one, the playbooks are now public. The strategies for how to get views and how to get monetized are widely shared, structured, and easier to learn than ever. When I first got started 5 years ago, there was not a lot of information out there, let alone on Faceless YouTube channels. Almost nobody was doing this. Nobody really knew if it was even possible, how much money you can make, etc. And right now, not only there's a bunch of proof and there's a lot of people who are showing their channels openly and talking about it, but they're also structuring the information and giving you the step-by-step guide on how to do this. And this applies for both personal brand channels and Faceless YouTube channels. I remember because I didn't want to spend a lot of money and work with a coach or get a course or something like that. I had to watch a bunch of videos from different people and kind of piece information together from videos and podcasts and then kind of make a hypothesis. And I didn't really knew if it's going to work or not. So there was a lot of guessing. But today, everything is out there. If you want to learn, you can definitely get started. And number two, AI has removed most of the friction in content creation. AI speeds up everything, the research, the scripts, the voiceover, the thumbnails, and the production. They're all cheaper, faster, and higher quality than when I first started. And by the way, you guys know I want to make these videos as actionable as possible. So here's the current AI tools that I currently use on my Faceless channels and that we recommend in my paid program. Number one, Claude. We use Claude to write the scripts and it's very, very good. It's also very cost efficient. You don't need to spend a bunch of money, but if you do and if you want, I really like Poppy AI. I've been working with it and I've been testing it for maybe more than a year now and it's really good. But if you're a beginner, start with Claude and you are going to be fine. Number two, we use 11 Labs, obviously, for voiceovers. I remember years ago, and I think I even documented this video on the channel, I used to have a channel called Products Unlimited, where I tried to make everything with AI. For scripts, I would use Jasper. I'm not sure if it's a tool that is still around, but it was pretty clunky. And then I would use all these random AI tools that would generate the voiceovers and they would actually sound robotic. But today with 11 Labs, you cannot tell the difference. Like I usually get tricked into saying this is a human voice versus this is 11 Labs. It's so good. Then number three, when it comes to video editing, I still go to Upwork. And if you're wondering why Upwork, Raz, Upwork can edit videos, I go to Upwork because I still hire video editors. Yes, there are websites like Kling or Nano Banana or all of these where you can generate the images, but you cannot just generate them. You still need to put them together, to add some music, to reference the script, etc. And that still takes time. And if you are a busy professional like the people that we work with, you don't have time. You don't want to do all of this yourself. So you can just go to Upwork, hire someone for $2 to $3 per minute. So $40 to $60 per video, let's say, and get it done perfectly and faster than before because these guys are actually using the AI tools. Now, number four, when it comes to thumbnails, I go to Upwork as well. I still hire a thumbnail designer, even though Nano Banana and Midjourney and all these tools are making image generation easier. It's not about the design, in my opinion, and you gotta be very careful with this. When it comes to thumbnails, it's not about who has the prettiest thumbnail. It's not about who has the best looking thumbnail. It's about who understands what do viewers wanna see, what do viewers click on in this niche, and how can you make that. Yes, you can make them yourself with AI, generating an image, putting some text in Canva, etc. It's not expensive at all, but knowing what it takes, learning what it takes to make a thumbnail that people actually click on doesn't just look pretty. That's why we still go to Upwork and pay someone $5, $10, or $15 to do the thumbnail for us. Plus, it saves time. So in 2026, you now have both clarity on what works and what doesn't, and you have the tools to execute it better than ever before. And on top of that, YouTube is still massively growing and paying out creators over $100 billion in total, by the way, and they've also surpassed Netflix in revenue. So all this means the opportunity is bigger today than ever before. Now, not only do I think that this is a very good time to make money on YouTube as a creator, but it's even a better time for Faceless YouTube channels, which is what I've done for the past 5 years. And I want to make this clear. I think with the AI and all the information that we have available, creators have it better. There's no doubt about it. You know what to do better. You have the tools. You can still use AI to research. You can help AI. It's going to make you more productive, be your assisting producer, all that good stuff, right? It's definitely a good tool, it's an enhancer, and I'm sure it saves creators some time. I'm actually using it myself. However, when it comes to Faceless YouTube channels, the game has completely changed. We're not talking about a little bit more productive or a little bit faster or a little bit cheaper, no. We went from needing to spend $100 to $150 per video to produce, which is still low, of course, in the grand scheme of things of movie production and actual video production. But now we actually only need to spend half of that, if not less. Like $50 to $70 will now get you an amazing video that you only have to work on for 10, 20, 30 minutes, and then you can outsource the work to other people with AI. And not only that, but it's better than before because the tools make it better. And then what you can do, you can take that video, upload it to YouTube, and get paid for it. And by the way, if you want to learn more about how to actually do that and work with me directly to help you do it, make money with your own Faceless YouTube channel, whether it be $3,000 a month, $5,000 a month, or $10,000 a month, book a call in the description. I have a video that explains it all and tells you how we can work together. Let's also talk about the new algorithm, which has been all over the news. Everybody and their mother has made a video about the algorithm, including myself. So the recent AI algorithm updates haven't really hurt creators' ability to get views or make money. And not at all, actually. But in reality, the real algorithm shift, in my opinion, happened 1 to 2 years ago, not now. The reason I'm saying this and the update that I'm talking about is when YouTube introduced Shorts and adjusted distributions, and it started pushing new creators more aggressively. Unlike 5 years ago, when growth from 0 to 1,000 subs was painfully slow and it took months and months to achieve this and you need to post a bunch of videos, new creators now can start and scale much faster and hit massive views early. It took me 107 videos on my first channel called Capitalist to get the first good one, right? I went from 0 to making $10,000 per month in 4 to 5 months. But today, I see many channels in my community posting their first video and getting 100,000 views, posting a couple of videos and getting monetized in a couple of weeks or in their first month. It's crazy, and this was not happening before. And this started happening again 1 to 2 years ago, not recently, when YouTube started to compete with the new discovery platforms like Shorts, like TikTok, on Instagram, who are giving more creators more reach. YouTube adapted, did the same, and that was a very good overall positive. But anyway, in general, I think any algorithm changes are expanding the opportunity, not reducing it, and it's making YouTube one of the best business models right now. So even though it's easier than ever to start and make money on YouTube, especially for Faceless YouTube channels, here's something that not a lot of people talk about. Branding matters more than ever. See, AI has raised the quality bar. Everyone can now make better, faster, and cheaper content, from low-effort creators to top performers, to people who are actually putting a bunch of time and a bunch of money into their productions. So I think basic slop channels, AI or no, can still make money. But the average won't cut it long term, especially as quality keeps rising. In my opinion, to stay competitive and make money for the long term, you need to use the AI tools and evolve, not fight them and not say, this is not good, this is not gonna help me monetize, right? This shift, in my opinion, makes branded channels more important than ever. And when I say branded, I mean personality, opinions, characters, or recognizable formats. Those are all things that can create a moat and can create better branding around your channel. So let me give you a couple examples. One channel that I've been referencing over the years here on the channel is called Top Cars TV. I personally don't know the owners, but I know they're doing a really good job. And the reason why I think they're doing a good job is because they managed to take a rather simple, boring car channel where they make basic topics, and they added personality, they added witty jokes, and they created kind of this character, this opinionated persona around it, and they've been able to make money and get views over many years. Another channel that you guys maybe haven't seen before, or maybe haven't connected the dots that it's actually a Faceless channel, it's the classic playbook, it's called Anna Whoop. And this one, it's actually branded and named around Anna. Now, who is Anna? Well, I don't think Anna is a person. I think Anna is just the character that the owner of the channel created to stand a personality, to create an actual brand around it, and it worked very well. So much so that I think they started with celebrities, which is what they're doing right now on their channel with drama. But as you can see right here, they now expanded. They now have a mystery channel, they have a horror channel, they have a gaming channel. So they took this character, they took this brand and applied it to many different facets, and it's making them a bunch of money, and it assures that they're gonna make money constantly, that they have longevity. But if you don't want to do those things and they maybe sound hard, maybe if you're just starting out, look at this channel called Ditastic. This channel did what I call format branding. So for the longest time ever, they made these car commercial, these brand commercial videos, and they became known for the channel who makes these videos. And then they changed recently to 100 facts or 101 facts about brand, and they added another format. And I'm sure that in the future, they're gonna continue to add more formats, and they will become known. They'll kind of create their own gap in the industry, saying, okay, this is that channel that talks about X, right? A brand is an association, and they become associated with this type of videos. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, we like these channels, branding is good, but what's the actual upside? Is it needed? Should everybody do it? And I think the answer is no. Branding, in my opinion, as it stands today, it probably gives channels a 20 to 25% advantage, right? It might attract more recurring viewers. People might build more of a behavior coming back to your channel and watching your videos again and again. It might attract higher paying sponsors, right? Because people want to spend more money if the channel is branded, if you are more like a production than just some random videos throwing out there for AdSense revenue. And one thing I know for sure, it builds long-time real channel value, right? Meaning enterprise value of your channel. It's going to become more valuable if you actually stand for something, if your category is clearly defined and you know exactly what you're doing, you know exactly what your channel is, right? People like that because they understand it better and it looks more professional. So no, I don't think everybody needs to do it, but if you're already making money with one channel and you want to start another one, I would definitely consider spending a little bit more time thinking about it and a little bit more money in having a branding one, because it's going to work for longer. And I already can see the comments, Raz, you make this sound so easy, but why doesn't everybody do this then? Let's play it out. Here's how I thought about it in my head, so I'm just gonna relay it to you. First, most people don't even know that Faceless YouTube with AI, it's a real money-making opportunity, right? They just don't know of this thing. They just don't know this exists. This is why I'm making those videos, so more and more people can see this and can succeed with starting their own channel and make money on the side. There's probably 5 million people or 10 million people who know about this, but out of those people, there's even fewer people who realize that you can use AI for scripts, voiceovers, and thumbnails, and relatively cost-effective, to not call it cheap, outsourcing, and you can actually produce a video for $50 to $70, right? There's a lot of people who don't really know how this works and that it's actually very affordable. Now, of the people who do, most simply never take action. And obviously, I hope you are an action taker, but there's a lot of people who have watched my Instagram for years, who have subscribed to the channel and have watched a bunch of my videos, but they're simply watching. They're not taking action. And let's go further. Of the ones who start, most people are also not consistent. They take action once, they post a video, they post 3, but they don't post their first 10, they don't post their first 30, they don't post their first 50. They don't upload enough videos to push through the slow start, which everybody has, by the way, right? And many simply quit before results compound. Persistence is the real skill here, is the real filter. It took me 107 videos that I posted almost every day until finally click and until I finally understood. Now, that was a long time ago. I think it's easier today. I don't think you need to upload 100 videos, but are you willing to? If you don't get it, if you don't understand how this works, are you going to post 100 videos? Are you going to pivot? Are you going to seek help? Are you going to make it work? Or you're going to say, okay, this is not for me. Maybe I'll just go to the next one. You can see how all of these filters are narrowing the pool to fewer and fewer and fewer people. And those are basic things. These are not secret strategies or secret things that you need to know. And to prove that most people never take action, here's the most basic thing that I think would solve all of these questions and all of this fear about the algorithm updates. Reading the TOS, reading YouTube's terms of service. Yes, you heard that right. Simply reading YouTube's TOS from top to bottom. It tells you exactly what's allowed, what's not, and how to stay safe for the long term. And by the way, I'm the first one to raise my hand here. I didn't read the TOS for the first 2 to 3 years, and I still made a bunch of money. But I think it's important because it gives you a complete understanding rather than just guessing and, oh, this person told you this person said this in a video. Once you understand the rules, you will realize that there are far more monetizable opportunities than you think. I mean, there's channels about walking tours across random cities, to channels about the Amish, to cartoon, animated, political documentaries. It's opportunity everywhere. So now the bottom line is this: stop fearing algorithm waves, understand the rules, then build inside them. And here's my top 5 tidbits of advice if you're just starting out. Number 1, there's no secret hack. Shortcuts and corner cutting strategies don't work and usually waste more time and money than you actually save. Number 2, chasing shiny tactics or sexy new tricks just sends you spinning around in circles. YouTube is a real business. People making $3,000 to millions of dollars per month are not doing magic. They're just executing a proven playbook day in and day out. The real edge is simple. Learn a proven playbook and execute it ruthlessly and consistently. And number 5, I believe that the only true shortcut is staying in the game long enough to iterate and improve. And if you want to see my playbook, watch this video next.